Folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. It is a crisp morning this morning here in the Ozarks. Probably rain, it looks like, is out of the forecast for a while, and they're expecting temperatures to go back up above normal and to be drier for the next few weeks. Just a strange roller coaster of weather that we've had here. The t-shirt that I'm wearing, the Yeshua shirt, my personal design, made by Sanctified Supply Company. If you're interested in these, you better get one soon, because at the end of this month, they're gone. They're getting taken off the market. This was just a limited run that I had an idea to do with Sanctified Supply Company. So if you're interested, you don't have much more time before you can't order them anymore ever. And I'll leave a link down in the comment section below if you're interested. And my wife has a couple of designs also. It'll all be there in that link. So yesterday the president announced a bunch of new tariffs are going to take place October 1st, which of course is just a few days away. 100% tariffs on name brand prescription drugs. 25 to 50% tariffs on things like heavy-duty trucks, furniture, products that you would be using when you're building a home, like kitchen cabinets, bathroom vanities, sinks, all that kind of stuff, you know, from toilets and bathtubs and all of that. So more tariffs. If you're planning on building a home soon, prices of some of those things may go up. If you're looking to buy a big semi, and from what I understand, the tariffs on the heavy-duty trucks is not just on the trucks themselves being imported in, but it's components too. So it could affect American-made trucks, because it's also, you know, increasing the cost of certain components. So that was announced, but there was some good news announced yesterday. If you've been keeping up, the farmers that have been saying that these tariffs are killing them because, you know, no one's exporting U.S. food anymore because of the tariffs, mostly China. And so we've got soybean and corn farmers that are just really struggling because, you know, no one's buying their harvest. Well, don't worry. President Trump announced yesterday that we're going to do a big old bailout for farmers. We're going to take some of that tariff money, we're going to turn around and we're going to give it to the farmers so that they can survive. I mean, if we didn't have the tariffs to begin with, we wouldn't have to be bailing them out. It's kind of this strange circular kind of logic there. I don't know. And I know farmers pretty well, at least the ones around here. They're really going to hate taking the bailout. They really are. I'm not being sarcastic. Most farmers are pretty proud, independent people, and they're gonna hate that. So it's just government, yay, it fixes so many problems that it creates. Not Peter Thiel. You guys know who Peter Thiel is, right? He's J.D. Vance's buddy, and has played a pivotal role in being one of the startup people for Palantir. You know, and AI and mass surveillance and everything. He said something interesting the last couple of days. He said that I'm not even sure if I can say this right. He said that if we don't allow AI to develop, if we don't have AI, if we don't, you know, develop it into whatever the capabilities that AI can be, then we definitely will have the Antichrist. Some real interesting Orwellian twists there. So so the AI is going to protect us from the Antichrist, apparently. I mean, that's what he's saying. Anyways, I'll let you guys figure that one out, but hey, I'm just the messenger, right? This stuff going on with Russia is really it's heating up fast. And I suspect that there's something else going on behind the scenes, because yes, there has been things that's recently caused justification for escalation, but it just seems like that it's either an overreaction or there's something else going on that we don't know about, because it's like all of a sudden NATO, including the United States, is awake. Like they're really going to go at it. Poland issued an emergency evacuation alert to all of its citizens living in Moldova. That happened. There's rumors that Russia is going to try to take over Belarus, which that's like one of their close allies. So I don't quite understand that. Or they're going to try to put in a new leader, or maybe they're going to try to take it and just absorb it back into Russia, where it's no longer an independent country. I don't know. And then of course there's this story of the order for all of the top brass generals and admirals in the U.S. military that's all over the world, all the different regional commands and everything. They're being ordered to return to Virginia, actually going to Quantico, and they're ordered there for a reason that no one really knows. In fact, there's been news reports of speaking with certain of these generals off the record. You know, of course, it could be fake when they say that, but they're off the record, and they're saying they have no idea. They've not been told why they're being told to, being recalled. They don't know. There are news reporters from inside the Pentagon that's saying that this is unprecedented, that they've never seen anything like this, and they're all supposed to be here like Tuesday. Today's Friday, Tuesday. So just the logistics of hundreds of generals and admirals all over the world, stationed all over the world in different commands, the logistics of flying here. I mean, some of those places are quite the distance even on a plane. So this is something strange is going on, and the news is reported, like I said yesterday, that the military most definitely has very secure communications methods. So, if the Pentagon wants to talk to some, top brass in Guam, or the Philippines, or Japan, or anywhere like that, even a video conference, that there is definitely the ability to have that in a very secure manner. And that's not being utilized. So something strange is happening. There's been a lot more drone activity, especially up in like the Netherlands, different places like that. I haven't seen anything absolutely conclusively confirming that these drones are Russian or somehow Russian controlled or Russian influenced, whatever. But that is the general consensus of that. In fact, Norway, I believe, said that they are definitely sure that these are foreign actors, foreign state actors that are controlling these drones. So that doesn't necessarily mean it's Russia, but who knows? There's been an immense amount of activity yesterday, last night, all over Europe, especially Eastern Europe, of NATO planes, including the United States, that are, like nuke sniffing planes, surveillance planes, all of that kind of stuff flying all over that area. Almost like they're looking for something or they're waiting for something. Who knows? Most of the NATO countries have said that they will shoot, or at least several. Put it that way. Several NATO countries have said that they will shoot down a Russian plane if it enters their territory, and Russia has been extremely firm, saying that if you shoot down one of our planes, then World War III has happened. It will start right there. We will be at war. The Russia Foreign Minister Lavrov, he spoke at the United Nations and said that NATO has already been acting as it's at war with Russia. So what else are we supposed to do? You're already treating us like you're at war with us. So there's just a lot of things going on. It's interesting that certain players are kind of quiet when these things happen. A lot of distractions, I think, happening. So I think it's very strongly possible that something's going to happen soon. One of the things yesterday I was thinking, they issued an indictment on James Comey. He's supposed to turn himself in today. And then out of nowhere, Donald Trump was posting online that sometimes it's hard to decipher his posts, that he wants Obama indicted, or that it will happen for treason. And I'd highly doubt that would ever happen. But here's the thing. I mean, let's just pretend for a moment he did. And that's got to be one of the biggest distractions and biggest things that would cause the left to just like crossing the line kind of thing. You've crossed the line. We're taking the gloves off. Yes, some on the left are violent, but not all are. Now they all are, because Obama is like the left's. He's like the Jesus of the left. I mean, even today, he's still hugely popular. And I think the most recent polling numbers, even though he's not running for anything, show that he's still more popular than Donald Trump is. So it's just crazy. Hillary Clinton was out on TV. They drug her out and filled in her wrinkles and cracks and everything. It's amazing. She actually, don't get me wrong, I hate to admit this, she actually looks really good. So that's something's up there. Sorry, this part of the road got a little washed out. It's really rough and washboarded. All right, that's getting better. But she came out and was on the news a few days ago saying that the problem with America is because of white Christian men. That's pretty much exactly what she said. White Christian men. I don't think she used the word Christian, but that's what she was indicating. There's a lot happening, is the point. And between it's a friend of mine last night, we were texting each other. So, is it all going to happen at once, or is it just going to be this cascade event, like a dominoes? One major event happens, and then the next. So is it World War III, Civil War, alien invasion, dollar collapse? What is it? We're going to start a betting pool on, and I don't gamble, but like a betting pool on, which one of these events is going to happen first. And that's really where we're at right now. And you need to be, I don't want you living in panic. Yes, live your lives, enjoy life and everything, but we need to be in a very healthy state of alert right now. Because we are, again, at a place where things could happen very, very quickly. Things could change. Everything is like all set up. It would not take much for the accidental or the wrong push of some button somewhere and things just pop off very quickly. So we need to be, very much alerted to that and getting ourselves ready. You need to be getting your houses in order, folks. Preparing yourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.